All right, before we begin, let's thank our sponsors. Without them, we couldn't do it, right? Like the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa, presenting podcasts and poker. This is cool. Monday, January 27th. If you are a poker player and you want to join me and 8 others, that would be you, at a one-table sit-and-go at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa. Just go to thebaileyshow.com, click on the Podcast and Poker tab there on the homepage. We have 3 cash-out prizes, first, second, and third, $1,000, $750, and $500. Everyone who wins a seat at the table will get a free room at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And on top of that, there's a $150 bounty on me. All players will be chosen by Sunday, January 19th. The Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa, one of the largest and most successful integrated resort casino complexes in North America. I've had a great relationship with them for years. I love this place. It's owned and operated by the Seminole Tribe of Florida and is home to award-winning entertainment, gaming, and dining. Plus, the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel, Tampa's 46-table non-smoking poker room features Wi-Fi throughout, and we'll have the sports fans in mind because the room offers 40 TVs, including 6 75-inch TVs and 4 65-inch TVs. The place is a blast. So, thebaileyshow.com if you're interested in podcasts and poker. On to Inspect All Pest Services. That's Nick and our friends over there, providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. They also take care of that insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. InspectAllServices.com. The Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, with his sidekick, Pew Pew, theAuroraLawFirm.com. Litigates all over the United States, based out of Georgia if you want to stop in and see those smiling faces. Criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell. You need help, get help by the best in the business. He's got 10 therapists in-house there at Ridgeline Counseling, 3 locations in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square, and McKaysville outside of Blue Ridge. But he does in-person virtual sessions. Anywhere you're at, he can reach you. MarkwellTherapy.com or email him directly. RidgelineCounseling@gmail.com. FBC Insurance, now's the time, no better time, to reshop those current insurance policies. It's perfect for new homeowners. Rates are going down. That might be you. 5-star service and shop over 35 A-rated companies, whether it's insurance for your house, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or if it's just a personal policy. 888-308-1841 or email info@fbcinsuranceservices.com. Get a quote online, fbcinsuranceservices.com. All right, it's alternate power solutions time. You will never go without power ever again if you get a hold of Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia. Family owned and operated, offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. Every single customer, that would be you. You get an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, A+ rating with the BBB. Call or request the free home assessment, 770-853-7571. This is a must-have, must-do, must-need. PoweringGeorgia.com. Plus, get $500 off your entire installation with using the discount code Bailey, servicing Georgia and Tennessee. JHM Land Solutions, they are family-owned and operated land clearing, grading, mulching, and tree company. So if you got a bunch of stuff and you don't want to move the stuff, commercial or residential, they'll take care of it. Servicing Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee, 770-274-9120. Jayco Contracting, the best in the business when it comes to gutter and roofing specialists. That would be Cliff Bratcher, 770-316-3876. Licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialist covering all of Georgia. Platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, the creator of Pink Panther. Free gutter guards, woo, with the purchase of a roof. Satisfaction guaranteed, commercial and residential. That's JaycoContracting.com. And then a live ozone therapy spa in Orlando, Florida, Altamont Springs, Florida, to be exact. AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com for all of your online ozone-infused products. If you are in the Central Florida area, please visit Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa, also offering red light therapy, halo therapy, chromiotherapy, pressotherapy, PEMF, and more. That is AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. And don't forget, always use the code BS10 for an extra 10% off your orders, two peers. All right. If you want to sponsor the show, reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Love to have you on the podcast, maybe the radio show. Let's have a conversation. And thanks to our sponsors, Two Peers, use them. They're important. They're awesome. Let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast, a guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
Hey, there it is, episode 294 of the BS. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. Right there, that is the B-Man, Brandon Thrasher. Hello, B-Man.
Howdy ho, man. I'm here. I like it. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, there's the iron-fisted one, Chuck Lunsford. Hello, Chuck E. Cheese.
What's up, man? I played pickleball today, so hopefully I can walk tomorrow.
Oh, wow. That is such a cardio sport. Not.
I mean, the people I'm playing with, the elderly play it with me. I was against two old people, and I
Chuck's
lost.
taking dicks up the ass. That's why he's going to walk tomorrow.
Yeah,
What the hell?
He's like, man, if I don't show some type of body rust from pickleball, you know what? I'm just gonna go get a dick up the ass, and people think I played hard in pickleball.
I thought that's what you called. I thought that's what pickleball was. That's
Dick
what
up the ass.
Yeah, that's not it.
Dick up the ass. No. Well, I'm glad. How did you do? Did you play well?
Yeah, I mean, I played against senior citizens, man. Like seriously, like 80. She
Look,
fell down. I didn't know she was gonna get up.
As a
Like,
tennis,
yeah, fuck you.
have you seen the viral video of the pickleball players and the guy knocks him out on the court?
Like punches him.
Yeah, he knocks him out. He did one of those shots, and he's like, "Let's go!" With the winning shot. And then they went to go meet at the net, and then the guy just knocks him out and walks off the court.
That didn't happen to me. No. I was good.
Now, I haven't played tennis in over a year, unfortunately. I need to get back into it. But when I was in Atlanta, I was playing 3-4 times a week. And I was that guy on the court. I mean, I wouldn't knock somebody out, but I was aggressive, football mentality. Somebody pisses me off, I'm beaming them with the ball. I was that guy. So I understand the competitiveness of any sport. But I don't think I'd knock somebody. Well, maybe I don't know. I mean,
I just think a lot of these sports are being created for non-athletic people.
They are.
Yep. Because I mean, I'm looking around and I'm like,
themselves.
dude, this is not an athletic sport. Like I'm doing it and I'm beating people that have been arguably probably playing for years. Like I'm sitting there going, come on, dude. Like really?
Pickleball is the microwave of tennis. Somebody at one point said, hey, how do we dumb down the oven? Microwave. How do we dumb down tennis? Pickleball.
Yeah.
That's
And
pickleball.
because they use a wiffle ball. Have you ever played it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it
And
easier?
It's
Way easy. Dude, it's so dumb. Like you would be great at, you like not just good, you'd be great in an hour. Like you'd be phenomenal.
Could be in the Olympic sport in fucking 2 days.
It will be an Olympic sport at some point. If in the next 2 Olympics, it will without a doubt be an Olympic. It's the fastest growing sport in the world. Pickleball is.
That means it's too easy or something. All these people are getting in. You can't have all these people doing it,
It's not so much that it's easy. I don't want to use the word easy because those that are great at it, I don't want to take anything away from them, but it's convenient. That's the thing. It's literally step on court with paddle ready to go. You don't have to move much, unlike tennis. It's hand-eye coordination. My old tennis pro from Atlanta is like ranked top 10 in the world for pickleball. He travels around. He decked out his Sprinter van so he could travel around the world and play in pickleball tournaments. And he's got sponsors. Like Tom Brady owns a pickleball club. It's a thing. I mean, it's a thing without a doubt.
It's like ping pong on steroids. Just big ping pong. That's
exactly.
all.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to last because I feel like there was like Ultimate Frisbee. Remember there was like the craze for Ultimate Frisbee and everyone was doing it? Like,
It was fun. Ultimate Frisbee was fun, dude.
And then it died real quick. Now you're going to have all these pickleball courts everywhere, just vacant, and people are going to be doing drugs in them, and homeless people are going to be shooting themselves up. That's how you bring crime. Pickleball brings crime.
Well, from what I see with the pickleball generation, once the elderly pass away, it might die with them because I was the youngest one on that court by 50 years.
It's going to be around for a long, it'll evolve. Somebody's going to be smart and they're going to invent either a new pickleball or a paddle. I guess that's what you call it, that dumbs down the sound so it's not so loud. That's the biggest problem with pickleball is that, you have these courts next to houses and apartments and whatnot. It's loud, like real loud. And you're putting these pickleball courts next to tennis courts. Tennis players don't want to hear that. I know I hated it. They started putting pickleball in. I'm like, dude, shut up. It's way too loud.
We were playing at this indoor facility and it's like tennis courts are next to us. These people are playing tennis, but they're doing lessons. And we're on the pickleball courts and I'm like, I'm being loud. I'm like, yeah, baby. And this lady like looks up and Jason's going to make fun of you. I don't even know what she said, but she said something like, you're not in the ALTA championship over there, sir. Like, and I'm like, what? I don't know what that means. It was like some stupid tennis. What is that?
Atlanta Lawn Tennis Association. It's the largest tennis community in the world.
But he wasn't in Atlanta, was he?
No, it wasn't in Atlanta. Maybe it wasn't ALTA. It was an abbreviation that I didn't understand.
ATP then.
That sounds better. What is that?
That's the tennis professional, whatever. That's what all the pros play.
Yeah, she made fun of me. I don't know. It's a loud sport, but it's fun.
So, like, you're not either, bitch, over there in training lessons.
So tennis, tennis has got, a gentleman's game to it, right? There's a class, it's a white collar country club. When I grew up as a kid and learned how to play, it was that mentality. And when I moved to Atlanta and picked up tennis again, thanks to actually Randy Cross, who's the one that got me into it. He's like, Atlanta's big. I was like, because I wanted to get back into tennis. And I remember we were living out in Vining, Smyrna area. And I went to a public court. Somebody says like, yeah, they got games, pickup games. There's dudes in jean shorts and football jerseys and high tops. It was like thug life on the court. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? This is not the tennis I'm used to. They got boom boxes out there. They're playing rap music. I'm like, So pickleball is like kind of the drinking man's game of tennis, where you can be loud and noisy and obnoxious, and it's a lot more loose. Let's just say.
So you think a tennis guy invented it to get all those hooligans out of the tennis, like all the casuals out? Like, look, here's your own game. Go play this game over here and blare your music and drink your beer.
I think a bad tennis player that hated the rules invented pickleball. He said, man, I don't want to wear a collared shirt and I don't want to be quiet and I want to drink beer and I don't want to be good at anything. And I really don't have any cardio status. So let me invent pickleball. And then that's how pickleball was invented.
I want to make a lot of racket too. Let's make the ball and the racket the loudest thing ever.
Yeah. My goal in life is to piss as many people off. I'm going to invent this thing called pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to have a dumb name that everybody's going to say because it's really a stupid name.
It's the dumbest name. It makes no sense. There's no pickle involved.
No, none at all. None at all. You heard this is a Freebay episode, so welcome subs and non-subs. We hope that if you are a non-sub, you will eventually go to thebaileyshow.com and subscribe to the podcast. 2025, I need you. I really, really do. I'm going to be more vocal about it. Usually, I don't say anything. I'm just like, I hope you subscribe. Please subscribe. And then it's here and there. Look, dude, if you dig what we do on Wednesdays, please go to thebaileyshow.com and get all of the episodes. There are thousands and thousands of hours of content up there on Spotify, locked episodes that you'll get. Plus, you'll get the Tuesday and Thursdays at a min, plus the promotions that we do for subscribers. It's only $4.99 a month. But, please, do it. If you're looking to do something in 2025 as far as entertainment goes, this is a good choice. At least that's what I think. Go to thebaileyshow.com. Remember when you subscribe, and I think there's still confusion, especially with new people, on how to do this. They're like, oh, I do subscribe to Spotify. Great. But that's not how you subscribe to the BS podcast. You have to go to thebaileyshow.com. You have to click on subscribe. You have to go to that page, and then you have to fill out the 2 seconds of information and then, pay the $4.99 and then you get the episodes. But the only place to get the subscription episodes are on Spotify. You can't get them on Apple. You can't get them on Google. Can't get them anywhere else, just on Spotify. So I'm trying to explain that. I still don't understand.
The one thing you can get from this show as well is cool phrases like at a min. I never heard that before. That was pretty cool. If y'all don't subscribe, we're going to be forced to start a puppy mill and sell the puppies to Chinese restaurants. So help us out. If you care about puppies and you don't want your Chinese food being dogs, you better subscribe, or that's what we're going to be forced to do.
That's your job every time I bring up the subscription thing.
I already
Brent?
thought about it. I just say this is what's going to happen if you do not subscribe. We're going to be forced to do something terrible to something you may love. So if you love puppies and you love Chinese food and you don't want to eat them, you better subscribe.
Yeah. So somebody will believe you, and they'll subscribe. And if I get one out of that, then so be it. And that also goes with the social media. Please, I know not everybody that listens to these things, because I see the numbers and they're growing. Over the past 6 months, they've grown a lot. There's no way each and every one of you follow us on our social media platforms, whatever platform that you're on. If you're on Instagram, please just go to Listen to the BS and follow us. Again, all these links are off of thebaileyshow.com. Facebook, same thing. Listen to the BS. TikTok, same thing. YouTube, at The Bailey Show. I mean, all of those links are on thebaileyshow.com. It takes 2 seconds and just follow. It's helpful for us as we continue to get sponsors and try to get sponsors, which is another thing that we need as that grows. You just heard our newest sponsor is the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa. That is huge. I've had a great relationship with them for many, many years. I've hosted many events, especially when I was doing radio in Tampa at 98 Rock many moons ago. I absolutely love the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And truth be told, is that in the back of my mind, I had always wanted them as a sponsor, and now we have them, at least for this promotion. Podcasts and poker. Podcast and poker, what is that? Well, I'm a poker player, and I know this is a very niche promotion, but Monday, January 27th, we're going to do a live BS recording at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa, and then later that day, early evening, night, we're going to have a one-table sit-and-go poker tournament. So there's no buy-in. You don't have to, if you're a poker player, I'm looking for 8 players. This is the first time that I've told this, talked about this promotion in a Freebay episode. So you can get a jump on this. I'm looking for 8 poker players to play in this 9-person sit-and-go, me included, at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Monday, January 27th. Here's what you get if you're picked. You get a free room, which they are not cheap. Have you guys ever stayed at a Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino?
I have. I went there with Meg. Brandon's never even been to Tampa. I went there a year and a half ago. Me and Megan got a room for 2 nights. We gambled, hung out at the pool. Great time.
Blast. Absolutely. There's no reason wherever you listen to us from, even if you're in Vegas, to go to Vegas. This is everything that you could possibly want. Amazing food, amazing atmosphere, amazing staff, amazing table games, a great poker room. I mean, their poker room is ridiculous, especially if you want to go there and watch the games. They got big screen TVs everywhere. They got high hands, they got jackpots, they got the whole 9 over there. So podcasts and poker, you go to thebaileyshow.com, put in your name. There's a link on the homepage. You click on that. You put in your name, your phone number, your email, and just tell me why you want to play. And it's really kind of first come, first serve. It's a one-table sit-and-go, 5,000 in chips to start. So this is going to go pretty quick. No buy-in. Okay, you're getting a free room and you're getting a free entry into the sit-and-go tournament. No buy-in. First place is $1,000. Just got to get through 8 other people. Second place is $750. That's still a good pool for no buy-in. Third place is $500. Still a good pool, no buy-in. And there's a bounty on me. So if you knock me out, you get an extra $150. And I'm going to be there. Of course, Brandon's going to be there. Paramore Brown, I believe, is going to join us. Chuck's going to try to come down for it. It's going to be cool. We're going to do a live stream of the show that day. You can get there, when we do the show, and get on the show and talk and stuff like that. And if you do win a spot into this, I'll have you on the show as well, so we can talk to you and all that good stuff. So this is, you have no idea how excited I am for this. I'm really, not just from the poker aspect of it, but to get over to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino and have a night there and not to worry about going anywhere, doing my thing, hanging out in the poker room, having some drinks, seeing some old friends. Hopefully, people that, I friends of mine in Tampa will stop by and say hi and whatnot. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a really, really good time.
Aren't you kind of concerned though about after the tournament and Brandon being let loose in the casino, how that's going to affect your relationship with Hard Rock?
I'm going to be loose while he's doing the tournament.
Yeah. I've got people. I'll keep an eye on them.
Yeah, he's going to have a handler.
Well, that's why I asked
surveillance on me.
I asked Paramore Brown to come with me.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's it. Back at the ranch. Oh man, we're Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Like, I mean, I don't know if you want Paramore. He's going to be talking to some ladies, and next thing you know, he's like, man, I lost him. Hello.
Well, there, one of our two peers, Chris Waters, great guy, who's actually a listener from Atlanta and then moved to Tampa and has been a podcast listener for years. He reached out to me because he knows some of the audio issues that I'm having in my home studio, in the Golden City studio. This dude came over, would not take cash from me. He drove over from Tampa, spent all day at my house, rewiring my studio, trying to figure out the problem. I think we might have figured it out. We still don't know for sure. Nicest guy in the world, but he'll be there too. He's like, dude, don't worry. Got you set up. He works in AV. He's like, I got you set up. I'll set up the whole broadcast for you. Got it.
Hell yeah, dude. Sweet. Yeah, I saw him post. He was at the Tampa Bay Bucks game when they kicked the shit out of the Carolina Panthers this past Sunday, sadly. Now the Falcons we'll have to see, but there was a duck on the field. And he captured that.
Chris did?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
Are you serious?
Well, he captured it with like a picture.
Oh, what a dumbass. Why do you word things? You're so stupid. Shit, there was a duck on the field, man. He caught it with his bare hands.
I didn't say caught. I said he captured it.
Okay, that's even more
Captured
alluding to the
camera.
fact that he can't. You got. Man, that was dumb.
Just don't know words.
Yeah.
Don't know multiple meanings for one word.
I thought Chris was only.
I thought he tackled the duck. I was all like, damn, that's cool. Get him on the show.
That would have been cool, yeah.
Right,
Next time you see a duck on the field, tackle it, and we'll get you on.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, why didn't you tell me this before we started, the show? I got him on. That's a cool story.
Oh, yeah. Well, now he knows. Now, don't just take a picture of it. Don't capture it with your camera. Capture it with your hands.
Yeah, right. Like, and he's got a BS t-shirt on. Yeah, that's badass. You're on national television capturing ducks with a BS t-shirt on because I gave him one before he left the house. You the man. You are. That's what I'm talking about in 2025. We need aggressive exposure. That's what we're going to call it. Aggressive exposure from the two peers. And like, here's the thing. It's like a lot of these shows, they grow because of their fan base. And we have a fan base. There's no doubt about that. And the louder you are, the more people hear. So that reflects on you too. You guys in the BS Two Peers private Facebook group are as loud as can be, but nobody can hear you because you're in a private Facebook group. So if you were to take all that stuff outside of it and tell people about it, like there's a lot of people listening right now that just found the podcast or is their first time listening. You're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, you have no idea. We've great people that listen to the show from all over the country, all over the world, to be honest with you. So like, let them know, let that reflect on you that you support this, that you're a part of this, because when we all get together, we have a blast where, there's no hierarchy here. In the radio world, there's always been like a hierarchy, like, oh, that's the radio guy. He's the talent. He's in the VIP. It's not like that with us. We're hanging out. I'm having people over at my house and we're making food and we're drinking and we're having good times. We're doing badass promotions like this one at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Let people know that we do fun stuff, right? And you're a part of that.
Good idea. I think what we can do is we can turn the private group into a public one. And then when anybody posts in there, like let's say someone like Vanessa posts in there, it'll post and it'll show all her friends that Vanessa posted in this group. And then they can read it and comment. Maybe they get a little more curious.
So I think we tried that one time and you can't go private to public. You can go public to private, but I don't think you can go. I think we've tried to cross this bridge at some point.
I think we can. I think I need to look at it.
No, I think you did. I think you were the one that told me.
I didn't know. It was not. I told you about it, but I left it up to that. And you're second to me in technology, and then Chuck's third. But I don't know if you.
I just think from now on in the future, every time Brandon, you have an idea, always lead off with "great idea." It's like doesn't even like how do you? That was awesome.
How did you
work? I think it'll work.
How did you disrespect me and said I'm second in technology and Chuck third? Chuck's like eighth. I know there's only three.
No, I'm not.
There's got to be air in between or something.
I do it for shtick.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I told Brandon, I said, you guys don't think I'm good. I'm really good.
I'm still waiting on him to prove me that he's good with technology. He told me that. All right, he's going to surprise me someday.
What did I tell you? I said, sometimes you got to act like you don't know how to do something so nobody ever asks you to do something. That's the rule.
Chuck called me the other day and asked me to help him with his Casio calculator watch. He couldn't
shut up. I was like, wait, really? No.
Is the 12 at the top or the bottom on my wrist?
Well,
Which one
last
is it?
time we were recording and the power went out, I swear to God, first thing I thought of is they're gonna blame me for this. Like they 1000% are gonna be like, what did Chuck do to the power grid?
Of course.
Like,
Well, you called it. This is my first time Wi-Fi.
I know.
Then it all goes
And then
out.
that happens. And I'm like, and I thought it was just the house. So then I thought that the computer crashed the house. And then Megan said that they were at the club and it happened to them too. So
the club. Oh, that Republican club.
the
That
other
Club RNC. Oh,
Mm-mm.
all hail our friends.
They're like, don't worry, we got 27 Starlinks on top of this building. Everyone bought one.
Everybody's an individual wearing red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't get in unless you're wearing red.
I didn't even know it was a thing, but because they don't have that in Florida or Georgia that I know of.
I want to start a cult. That's what I want the BS to be.
Yeah.
I want the BS to be a cult. I want it to have that cult feeling. I don't want
You
anybody
just,
Can
you
I?
just said there's no hierarchy, and now you want to start like you immediately. There's no hierarchy, but I do want to start a cult and be the leader.
I want to be the god of fertility. Can I do that?
Look, I'm if you'd let me finish, what I was going to say is I'm not going to sleep with your wives. I'm not going to take your firstborn. We're not going to stockpile ammunition. We're not going to fight the ATF. We're not going to do anything like that. It's not, there's no religious overtone. I want, I just want that cult-like feeling for the show. And one of my flaws, my entire career, is I've never been vocal about what I want for a show. I've always felt weird about asking people those things. And I'm going to try something different after 30 years. I'm gonna like, this is exactly what I want. And I want people to know about us. I want, the smoke and mirrors. I want people to yell and scream from the mountaintops, because I just see the stuff on social media that people say, which is positive, but it's like, nobody's hearing it. And I see the downloads and I see the plays for the shows and I see the uptick on all platforms, not just from the subs, but from the plays on Spotify. I see, comments on other platforms. I see, but I don't see it on the social medias, like on Instagram. Like we lack on Instagram, and I just don't understand why. So I'm asking you. It's like, hey, look, dude, let's get active. Let's have some good shit, man. Let's talk about it. We post these clips every day. Say something, make a comment. If you've listened to the whole show, talk about the whole show when the clip is up. That's why I put them up there. And nobody does that. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing all this work and there's no payoff for it. It's like, oh, great. I got, 100 or 500 or 1,000 maybe views on this. Fantastic. But if nobody's commenting on it, then nobody knows what we're talking about. Nobody knows what we're doing. If you're watching it, make a comment. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Some of the problem I think is maybe they're not getting notified for it. So if it on Instagram, if you go to the profile, you can see there's a little bell in the top right-hand corner. You go ahead and hit that little bell. We're going to turn it on right now. Look, turn it on. And it's going to, you set your notifications. So every time we post a reel, goes live stories, it'll let you know.
Really?
Yeah. So then you post and it immediately lets people know instead of them. Because sometimes it depends on their feed, they don't interact as much or, it just depends. But if they have that live bell on, it lets Instagram know that, all right, these people like the content and they're going to see it immediately. They're going.
So if I don't have the bell.
It really helped too.
Where's the bell? Where's the bell? Let me see hold on. Where's the bell? Show me
top
the bell.
Right corner.
I don't see it top right corner.
Well, it's probably because you're on your own page. You can't turn notifications on for your own page. You're on your own page. You got to find another page.
I would have known that.
Yep. That's why you're second to me in technology. Chuck doesn't even know what the bell is. He's like, bell.
I think the way you promote the show is one of us need to be get into stand-up comedy. That's what I think.
Bomb.
What?
Bomb.
No, you're not gonna bomb. You gotta be good. I think one of us could do it.
Oh,
Let's all do it.
So you're telling me that the two peers have to turn the bell on?
Yeah. Two peers need to turn the notification bell on.
Look, lesson learned. That's why I'm number 2. I just turned the bell on for my own fucking show. Okay.
There you go. Now every time it posts, it'll pop up and let you know. Do that. Almost every social media platform we have allows that. The YouTube, turn the bell on. It'll let you know immediately when a video is posted. Twitter, Instagram. I don't know about Facebook, and then Twitch automatically does it for you.
So homework for everybody, turn the fucking bell on. That's the lesson. That's what this show is going to be called. Turn the fucking bell on. All right. The BS episode 294, turn the bell on. That's all. If you get anything from the show, that's all I ask you to do is turn the damn bell on. I briefly brought this up on we do a live stream every Tuesday night, and we'll continue to do that on Twitch. And if you want to join us, that's growing too. That's great. It's the Bailey Show Pod if you're looking for us on Twitch. And I think I briefly mentioned this, but I've recently branched out, it's kind of awkward for me because I'm a decent networker, actually pretty good networker, I guess. But in person, it's kind of different for me because usually, like, as the host guy, I'm not usually part of the guys kind of thing. So with the Live Ozone Therapy Spa, we need to market as much as possible and find different avenues to do that. So I just recently joined 2 different marketing networking groups. Have either of you ever joined one of these groups before? And I'll explain more about what they are in a second. Talking about cults, I've joined one, but do you know what I'm talking about? These networking groups?
So like I joined the Small Business Alliance of Buford. Is that what you're talking about? Where it's like a bunch of small businesses come together and they have an alliance.
Yeah. And you pay a fee.
Yeah. Well, I joined it not knowing there was a fee because they told me that they had a free breakfast like every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the free breakfast, like, this is great. And I'm sitting there eating, and they're like, yeah, we don't have a tree guy. And I was like, sweet, I'm your guy. Yeah. And then everything was hunky dory. And then the leader of this group contacted me, and they're like, hey, so we do a optional payment of like $250 a month or something like that. It wasn't a lot. And I was like, well, what's that for? And they're like, oh, it goes to the alliance. And I'm like, oh, well, what does that get me? And they're like, well, we don't really get anything, but you're part of the alliance. And I was like, I don't understand. And I didn't understand. I still don't. So I never went back.
That dude's like, all right, it pays for my mortgage, but I can't tell anyone that.
Well, because there was a lot, dude. There was a lot of people there, and I was the only new member. And I'm looking at, it was at IHOP, and there must have been, 20. It was in the back room of IHOP, which is very nice, very fancy. I don't know if you guys have been in the back room, but it was a long table, like 25 like businessmen, and I'm like, oh, I'm the only tree guy. Like, this is great. This is going to be the most business I've ever gotten. Yeah. And what's messed up is none of them ever called me, and I'm like, so what the hell?
This is how they work. That's exactly, by the way, how they work. You just don't quite, and I don't fully understand it either. I'm learning as I go. So the first thing that we joined was the Chamber of Commerce. Right. So go to a meeting, they say, hey, here's the fee. But at first they're like, hey, come to this meeting. It's free. Just kind of hang out. And, and you get in there, and it's in this little room in a church, like one of their office spots, and they have these tables set up. Those people paid an extra $50 to have a table. And so they have their signs up, and they're, and you walk around, and what you do is they give you this card, and you get it stamped by everybody. And then you put it into a bucket, and then you get a door prize if your name's pulled. And if you pay an extra X amount of dollars, you can do an 8-minute spiel during this meeting of free food, right?
Wait, why 8 minutes?
That's like the fit. It's free to get, if you want to go every week, you got to pay the yearly fee. And you get up and you get 45 seconds to go and say, hi, I'm Jason Bailey. I'm the owner of a Live Ozone Therapy Spa. We're Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. We also do administer red light therapy, and then the time, and you're done.
Ding, 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 ding.
But if you pay $50, now this is just the Chamber of Commerce. If you pay $50, you get a table. That means you can go to the table and people come over to you. And you're like, hi, I'm Jason Bailey, owner of a Live Ozone Therapy Spa. This is my picture of my logo behind me, and you can take some literature. All right. Okay. We'll talk soon. All right. Now, if you pay an extra, I don't know how much it wasn't much. You get like this, you get the floor for like 8 or 9 minutes. You get to do this whole presentation. And I've learned in this short period of time that's how they all work. So Rachel's with me at this chamber meeting, and we meet this woman who recruits us for another networking thing, this thing called BNI. All right, never heard of it before. And we kind of connected because she was in radio for many years on the sales side of things. We know a lot of the same people, and she's in a totally different world now. She's very good at what she does. She's very sweet and very knowledgeable and all that good stuff. She's like, you've got to come to this BNI meeting. It's free. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to a meeting to tell people about what we do in order to get patients, right? They're going to, whatever. I drink for being stupid. I don't know. So I go to the first meeting and it's in the Orlando Science Center. And the president, which is, I like the Orlando Science Center. It's very cool. And the president of this chapter of BNI is very sweet. She's really good at running a room, right? She's really good. Like, she talks, she lights up the room, smiles, speaks well. I mean, like, she's good. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking around the room, and I got there early, the first meeting, and I'm going around introducing myself. I got a name tag on and stuff. And who are you? And everybody's, open to wanting to know who you are, because you're there to help each other out. It's a networking company. It's a very large, they got their own app. That's how big they are, right? I mean, you're something, you got your own app. And so I was like, this is cool, and there's a couple people in the room that offer services that we offer. Not the ozone, because no one else does that, but the red light and the press, or not the presso, but the PEMF and stuff. So I could kind of feel that there was a little bit of a, kind of thing. And it's still just like any room with a bunch of people that have been around. It's clicky. It's, everybody's got their little cliques and stuff like that. So I'm watching, I'm like, okay, this could be helpful. And I'm learning. And it starts out, they talk business. They talk about how you can become a new member. There's guests and visitors, like I was at the time. And they're very open about, hey, look, you pay, it's like 900 and some bucks a year, but you have responsibilities. It's a full-time thing. Like, you cannot miss a Thursday meeting, or you can miss 3 in 6 months, or you can have somebody sub for you. And then I guess if you miss more than that, they kick you out. I don't know. I think they do.
But you still, but if you pay, even if you pay,
you got to go. But I understand the concept. Like, I understand why they're saying this, is because if you're not there, if you're not present, then people can't learn about your business. It makes sense. They don't want dead weight. And they only, like, in your situation, when you went, you were like, well, I'm the only tree guy there, right?
Yeah.
They want one of every occupation. They don't want 2 gym owners. They don't want 2 trainers. They don't want 2 electricians. They want one, so they can refer everybody to that person, because it makes the chapter look good. And it's all about referrals. So as this meeting continues, everybody gets up, and it's the same kind of format. You get 45 seconds to tell a story or say who you are, and like that. And I'm going, this is easy for me. I'm a talker, right? These people are pretty good. Like, most of them are good. Not all of them, but some of them should have somebody else do it. But for the most part, they're all really good. And I'm going, wow, these people are trained. They're trained professionals to market their business. In this environment, like a microphone in front of me, knowing that I have an audience listening, or even if I'm up on stage looking in that's easy for me. This was kind of tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. It was kind of tricky, with a kind of a small room with people staring at you. 45. I wasn't uncomfortable, but I was like, 45 seconds is nowhere near enough time. I need to do I need an hour. They're not giving me an hour. I mean, I got to do a show here, and the way that I talk, I've had to change. Like, I can't talk like this in front of them. I got to talk a little bit more professional. I got to be a little more stiff. I got to be a little, kind of one of those things.
I think for that $900 you spent, you probably could have got like a good little cookout outside of live ozone therapy, and maybe had like some blow up sides, just like draw the people there. You know what I'm saying? Just a visual.
They have thousands of people in their networking group. And so part of this process at the end of the meet, so this meeting, or this networking group, you're randomly picked, and you'll have your time throughout the year to get up and do a presentation. So you'll have an 8 or 9 minutes of a presentation. So at some point in time, I'm going to have to get up there and do this presentation. Cool. Not a problem. I can do that.
Hey, if you can't make it, I can do it for you.
Yeah, you should come up with it. It's
how about your fill-in?
What's the movie? Along Came Polly, where he has Philip Seymour Hoffman come up and do a presentation for him.
Well, that's my question. Why? I mean, if they do this, do they have a podcast that is part of this? I don't know if it's ever happened that way. It's a podcast ever joined one of these alliances?
No. So in my situation, it's kind of twofold because I'm there for a live ozone therapy spa, but a lot of these people don't know my other life and they don't realize what I can do for them as sponsors for this show to help get their brand out. That will come in due time. You know, there are some people in there that recognized me from back in my Orlando radio days, which was nice. But for the most part, they just know me as a live ozone therapy spa owner, Jason Bailey. They don't know me as formerly Buckethead or 30-year radio vet or podcaster that has an audience. They don't know me as that. So at the end of this meeting, everyone gets up, they go down, they go around the room and they say, this week I had 2 referrals, one to Bobby and one to Sue. I think Sue got $3,000 in business. I also had a referral from Leo, and which equated to $6,500 in business, and I had a cross chapter referral as well. All right, thank you. What does that mean? Somebody, is there a book that I need to read for this? But it's so like, it's so well organized and everybody is robotic in the process. And I'm not understanding. So I go to a second meeting, right? I hadn't joined yet. I go to a second meeting and I was going to join that, and I did join that week, but I wasn't. Oh, no. I just joined, but there was an issue with the payment or something. So like it finally went through.
They said, sir, we only accept blood of babies. We need 17 ounces.
So this meeting, I go in and they treated me as a member. And there were 2 other members that got up there and they put us up in front of everybody and they're like, raise your right hand.
No, they did. You're lying.
I swear to God. Repeat after me.
Stop.
You will, I solemnly swear that I will uphold the, this of BNI and this and this and that. And I will treat everybody like they have this like list of things and doing it. And I was like, right hand. This is really
Did you videotape it?
No.
Oh, I want to see your swearing in.
So I was sworn in to this network group. So I talked to other, I'm in, like I'm 100% in. I believe in this. I'll give anything a try, and I'm going to give it a try for a year and see how it works out. And also part of this is one-on-ones. So you have to do so many one-on-ones in a time period, like have coffee, have a Zoom.
What's a one-on-one?
Coffee, a Zoom.
With just random people in the community though, or in the organization?
In your chapter.
What?
How many people are in the chapter?
There's a lot.
What's the chapter means? Just your Orlando area or wherever you are, Altamont Springs chapter.
I think this is the Science Center chapter.
So when you do a one-on-one, you got to like find some like say some chick owns a waxing store or whatever it's called. And you just like text her and be like, hey, let's have our one-on-one together. And you do this and you have coffee.
If she's BNI,
yeah.
I don't.
It's like when you're at the like a baseball game. They're like, all right, everyone, greet the person to your left. Tell them how they're doing today. Shake their hand.
They do that. They don't do that at baseball games, dumbass.
Yes, they do.
They do it at church. They do it at church.
They do it at baseball games too.
No, they don't do it at baseball games. No, they
do
don't.
it at Braves games. Yes.
No, they do not.
Yes. They'll say, look around your neighbor. Ask how they're doing. Hey, how you doing, brother? Hey, nice to meet you.
So
Braves games.
So there was an email that went out to our chapter saying we're welcoming Jason Bailey, owner of a live ozone therapy spa. And I started getting emails from my fellow people. And they're like, hey, I want to do a one-on-one, do you have time? It just,
I'm married.
I know. So weird.
The thing is I get it. Like I understand it. I'm just not used to it because I've never been in this world. So it's a little uncomfortable and awkward for me. Right. So I'm supposed to have this one-on-one with this guy and we're going to talk, but that's what you do. You get referrals. Like, I think he's in the banking business. So I get to learn about what he does in the banking business. So if I have a friend that needs a bank guy, I'm like, oh, this guy works at blah, blah, blah. And I'll send him there. And again, this is what I think I brought up on one of the live streams was like, this is what we do in the BS community anyway. You know, like we have so many people with great occupations and that are looking for work, even like our sponsors, you know, like there's so many 2 peers that are using our sponsors. You know, if you need an attorney, where are you going to go? You're going to call the Mad Dog, of course, right? Manny Aurora, everybody knows that. If you need insurance, you're going to FBC Insurance. If you need a generator for your house, you're going to Alternate Power Solutions. Like that's what our community offers. I've been BNIing before I joined BNI. I mean, they've been around a lot longer probably, but you know, like we've been doing this. So it's the same concept, just on a different, I guess, maybe more professional level than what I'm used to. So I haven't done my one-on-one yet. I'm supposed to do it this week, I think.
So you're gonna be on the podcast?
That's what you should do, the one-on-one. You should do it here.
Right. That's a great idea. That's what I should do. I should be like, look, my other life, this is what I do. Oh, dude, I would be a superstar in this thing, right?
They would all want to have one-on-ones with
yeah.
you. You just bring them in here and like not interview them, but like, hey man, so tell me about what you do. And then they'd probably share your info with the podcast because they're like, hey man, this is helping me too. Because
they get guests and they get a little taste of a sponsorship. And if they're like, oh man, I like that. You know, I got some people that called me like, do you offer other sponsorship opportunities? Like, why do you say that? We do.
You don't think we would be a little bit too much for him?
Well, we'd have to church it up a little bit. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't let Brandon do much talking. You know what I mean? Like we would kind of. I wouldn't wear a hat backwards. You know what I mean? Like
I would wear my Waffle House shirt.
he's like, I thought this was a one-on-one. Who are these 2 guys? You're like, oh, this is my team. This is my team.
Like everybody, like the 2 peers would know, and like that would be the only episode we're all wearing like ties. Dude, it's always kind of like a joke, you know. It's like, oh, you got to listen to the one-on-one episodes; they're hilarious.
We just got me and Chuck with the same suit and just glasses. We're just sitting here the whole time, look like Secret Service.
That's not a bad idea, but I think I would scare people away because they, you know, you guys have to understand. Well, maybe you do, but like this environment that we're in now, and people that have been listening to me for years, this is our norm. But when you talk like this in the real world, or you even talk like this, you know, with a fairly aggressive, inflectious tone, it scares the shit out of people.
Well,
it terrifies them.
Well, it probably ain't for everybody in that little cult, but you know, a couple of people probably might like it, and they'd be like, you know, I mean, you could show them this episode, be like, this is how we do it, you know, like I still want to have a one-on-one with you, but I'm offering you the opportunity I get content for my podcast, and you get more eyes and ears on whatever your business is, you know, a good little trade-off.
Here's what I'll do is I'll give them the option. I'll say, hey, look, do you want to have just a one-on-one on a Zoom or a coffee, or do you want to have some fun? You want to come on my show and do one-on-one with me and 2 other dudes?
I smell somebody getting kicked out of BNI.
I agree.
As soon as they get wind of this, they're going to be like, wait, what did he do? He did one-on-one on a podcast with other guys? Violation. He violated his oath. And then boom, you're out.
Then they're going to find out this is a whole business too. And they're like, oh my God, shut him down. He's not paying for 2 businesses. Get him out of here.
And he used what language in your one-on-one? We do not do that.
We could clean it up for 1 episode. You guys could not cuss.
Yeah, I ain't saying no fucking cuss words this whole episode.
Damn it, dude. I wasn't worried about you. I think Jason's got more of a potty. I don't think Jason can control it as much as you can.
Me, Brandon's the one. When I'm doing the edits for the radio show, oh my God, it's Brandon that I'm worried, not me. I strategically, naturally, organically drop maybe some profane language. Brandon just lives like that's part of his vernacular.
He just throws it out when it doesn't need to be there. Like he just says it for no reason.
I've cut it down some ever since I knew we had to do the stuff on the radio. So I don't cuss as much. You can't agree to that. You know, I liked it. I mean, before I was just sailor mouth, you know, left and right, every cuss word I could think of.
I'm telling you right now, this podcast, the reason why we will lose the radio syndication will be one day I'm going to miss a cuss word from Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know it. I just know it. It's a lot of work as is, but I can't go through it 2-3 times.
Is it a big deal if you drop one on air? Like, is that like a fireable offense?
It's a fireable and finable offense.
FCC.
How much is the fine for an F-bomb?
6 figures.
No way.
Yeah.
We have a dump button either. On radio, you have a dump button, so a little delay, you can dump
Well,
that.
we do have a dump button. The delay is like 4 days.
But yeah, no,
It's so stupid. We don't have a dump, man. We don't have a dump button on this, man. This is impossible, man.
but if
We're
you
doing
miss
this-
it,
it's so stupid.
And
We
I
don't
can't
have a
control
dump
it.
button.
4 days, not enough time for me to control it. Just not enough time.
When they send the fine, and Brandon's like, "Man, what do they expect, man? There's no dump button, man. What do you
it
want
just
me to
happens, dude. They understand him, please.
So when I tell people about the things that I've joined, right? This BNI thing, it's kind of like when you talk about a fraternity to somebody. For those that don't get it, they call it what? A cult. You're paying for your friends. It's not. I mean, I love, right? I love my fraternity and I enjoyed every second of it and every penny of it and all that good stuff. But if you never did it, you don't know, right? So this networking group that I've joined, I'll talk to people about it that are familiar with that or other networking groups. They call it a cult, but they've never done it. And they've never been a part of it. So it's kind of funny, the stigma that these things have. Like, I understand paying a due. I understand paying a fee. There's things that go along with, somebody's got to make money. I mean, that's their business. Their business was to gather as many businesses together to help those businesses network. And there's expenses. You've got people that work for said company that need to get paid in order to do their job. They're not working for free. I get it. I understand it. So I don't buy into the whole cult thing. Not yet. I mean, I got to give it some time. But the idea there, the biggest complaint that people have said to me is that they're like, I don't like that they make you go. Well, it's your business. Like that's what you should be doing. You should be going to places and promoting and networking and marketing but you can't do that unless you're there in front of people. So that's why they have those rules. I get it. I'm in. I've drank the Kool-Aid. So I'm part of it. Oath and all.
Well, hopefully they don't make you cut your balls off or anything. That would suck.
Oh my God.
I don't think that they're going to ask me.
I think what it's going to come down to is it's like a timeshare. And right now he's only paying $950. But next year it's going to be like double that. And then the next year, like double that.
Yeah, that's like Frontier's new plan. You heard about that?
No.
You get $299, you get a year for flights. But if you renew, it's $699.
That's not terrible. I mean, remember when the Falcons, when I moved to Atlanta in 2012 and they were at the old Georgia Dome or whatever, season tickets were $899. And then when they built Mercedes-Benz, they made you pay the fee. What is it? PSL? Is that what it's called? Where you got to pay for the right to purchase your tickets. It was like $15,000. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not even a Falcons fan. Like, I just went to the away games. But yes, I think that's what they're going to hit you, man. There's got to be a hidden cost because $950 ain't bad. You're paying what, $70 a month?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all for especially what you're going to get. You get one client to do one treatment, and it paid for itself. So there's got to be a catch.
Well,
did you actually pay attention to the oath? Did you sign a contract?
It's a bunch of words. I didn't have time to read it all. It was.
I solemnly swear I will stay a member for the rest of my life.
The one thing in the paperwork that was weird, they're like account number, PIN number,
child's names, age,
sign over. That's my stuff for my car. It was just weird. It was
favorite religion.
Yeah, I believed it. I'm all in. So it's tough, man. It is really tough. I know a lot of you guys that listen on your own business, small business, and you see some of these people like I sweat, especially this first year. I'm a sweater, like it's going, hey, look, when is it going to pop? But I see people like Jeremiah Sample, like for example, with Sample Electric, he's got a very successful business, but he still sweats. I mean, a very successful business. It's tough being a small business owner. When you're not in that corporate world, you're not looking for a job. And I see people on LinkedIn. Let me tell you something about LinkedIn, by the way. I see people on LinkedIn looking for jobs. Okay. A lot of radio people in the past couple months just got fired. And I'm friends with them, or I think in LinkedIn, it's called connections. I'm connected with them. And I'll see them post, there's a hashtag like looking for work or whatever. And they say, I'm currently looking for, this is what I'm doing, this and that. And then I see the comments. I'll read through the comments and they're all very complimentary. Oh my God, you would be an idiot. They wouldn't say that, but you'll be lucky to have this person work for you. And all these things about how great of a person. And then I see who's making these comments. And I'm going, you could hire them. If you're saying these things like this person is 1 in a million, you would be not smart if you didn't hire this person. This person can make or break your business. And I'm going, you're in an industry and you have the power to hire this person. Why aren't you hiring them? If that's true.
Maybe like a shitty place in Nebraska or something, or North Dakota.
I think a lot of them are, because I know you get the notifications, right? Where it's like, congratulate Jason Bailey on his work anniversary.
Yeah, right.
And then when you go to like send Jason a message, it'll come up with like pre-scripted sentences.
Right.
It's so weird. And so like when I would like hit a work anniversary, it's such a dumb word. I would get like all these messages and they're all exactly the same. Like, and I'm like,
congratulations, Chuck. You worked hard for this.
Yeah. Like it's all these bastards saying, I'm like, you didn't even know, you don't know what's going on. You just took the LinkedIn recommendation and sent it to me. Didn't even
care enough to type something. He just clicked on the notification and clicked the first option.
Yeah, dude. It's like saying happy birthday to somebody on Facebook. Like, shut up. Like, don't send me a happy birthday. Like, say something that means, hey, Chuck, man, remember that time back in 1998 when we did X, Y, and Z, man? I love it. Happy birthday, dude. You deserve, you know what I mean? Like, don't just say happy birthday.
That's why I always say happy birthday, ho, to everybody, so they know it's not, suggested. I typed it out.
Happy birthday, ho.
Yeah.
I try to be different too, like on Facebook, where it's like, say happy birthday, and it has the built-in happy birthday thing. I'm like, that's not personal. So I like change one word, like, hey, buddy.
No, because then they feel obligated to respond. Don't make me want to respond, man.
So what do you want me to put?
Like, I don't know, like, hey, man, I really appreciate our friendship. It's good that you can have this day, and I hope you enjoy it well. Go do this and that. Do this and that.
I'm gonna put your next birthday. Be like, Chuck, it's been 8 years since we had our affair. If you're a woman, you should do that. Fucking Chuck.
There's nothing. There is nothing that drives me more insane than watching people bullshit and kiss ass on social media in the corporate world. I see the posts all the time, especially from radio people. I am just so happy to be working with this team of great blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, who are you kidding, dude? I mean, some of you that I know, like some of you, I believe because I know your mindset, but most of you, because I know it's bullshit. And it's like one of those, there was a guy I used to work with that used to do this all the time, because you'd think, well, if I'm in the good graces of the company, they can never fire me. No, that's not the case. They don't care what it's helpful. Don't get me wrong. It's helpful. They like that kiss ass, fake, phony, baloney, teamy, blah, 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 blah. They like that, but it drives me insane when I see that, especially my former radio station. I see some posts from people and I'm like, they're such liars. Absolute liars.
It's a business decision, man. It's a business decision.
It's exactly the same thing as that one couple that always fights, and you'll see them post something about their significant other, like, I love you so much, I did this. They just got in a big fight and something bad's happening, and they're in the doghouse or they're in trouble or they did something bad. So now they're trying to make for it up on social media, and you're like, well, I know you did something bad or something bad's going on over there if you felt the need to make this post on a random day.
I just wanted to say how beautiful my wife is and how perfect she is. And I couldn't live my life without her. And here's all these pictures of how beautiful she is. And you're like, dude, shut up.
It's like a random Tuesday in March,
Yeah. She hates your guts. You cheated on her and now you're busted. And now you're trying to save your marriage.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like if you know the story, like there was infidelity or whatever that happened, 10 years of absolute marital bliss. My life would never be like this if it weren't for, like, dude, just 2 years ago, you banged her sister. The only reason she's staying with you is because you pay the bills, and she's banging your brother now. Like, this is all lies, all absolute lies. Anyway, all right. Since you had some Wi-Fi issues last episode, we were going to do What's Up, Chuck?
Yeah, man. It wasn't me. It was Pennsylvania.
And I think you're missing out on the last episode of the week because you need to go to Hershey's.
Maybe. We'll talk.
Well, we're doing it extra early. Did you hear that?
I know. We're doing like 4:30 in the morning. I'm pretty excited about that.
Blame the
4:30. I'd stayed up all night then.
Blame the mad dog. Blame the mad dog. All right. So we'll do a What's Up, Chuck here for the Freebay episode. Are you ready?
Let's go.
What's up, Chuck?
He's a military veteran, husband, rock star. He's Chuck. And that rhymes with...
It's time for What's Up, Chuck.
Today we have a tutorial on how to chuck.
All right. What's up, Chuck?
Oh, man. So I had a good conversation yesterday with a friend, and he's going through a divorce. And something went down in his relationship when I was trying to give him advice. And I said, oh, man. I thought back to a situation. So I'm going to tell you guys the situation, and you're going to tell me if there's any more advice I can give this guy with something maybe you've gone through. Brandon, you're probably too young to even understand what I'm talking about.
Hey, I know a
real
couple divorces.
But anyway, so I'm back in 2000. It was 2000. And I was in California, and I was dating this girl. Marcy was her name. Can't remember her last name for the life of me. But her name was Marcy. And I was dating her, and I used to play basketball a lot. You know, I was like 19, 20 years old. I'd go out to the courts with the guys, and we'd shoot around and do our thing. And anyway, one of them had saw that Marcy had brought me some food out to the court, you know, and a drink. And he goes, "Hey, man, you dating Marcy?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, does she do X, Y, and Z to you when you guys have sex?" And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "What?" And it was exactly what she does, like to a T. And I was like, why do you even think that? And he goes, "Man, that's what she did with me, man." And I'm like, "What?" So then he's like, "Hey," and he yells at another guy, and he comes over, and he goes, "Dude, Chuck's dating Marcy." And he goes, "Man, does she still do this, 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 and this?" And hold on. And I'm like, "What?" So, dude, the entire, like everybody on the court, like every guy, like they started calling all these guys over, and they're like, "Yo, man, Chuck's dating Marcy." And they were like, "What?" And they're like bringing it up. And so I'm like sitting there going, what do I do? Like, this is really bad, you know, because it was very, let's just say it was the first time I'd ever had it done. And it's the last time I've had it done. So anyway, so I was like, okay, now what do I do? So it was close to Valentine's Day. And I was thinking about breaking up with Marcy just because this was getting out of control. I mean, 10 guys on the court, 9 guys on the court, and they'd all slept with her. And I'm like, man, you know, this is like bad. So I didn't make reservations for Valentine's Day. I ended up breaking up with her on Valentine's Day. And I just said, look, we shouldn't see each other anymore, you know? And that's before texting was a thing. So I actually had to do it in person. Like I went to her house in California City and I broke up with her, whatever. So the next day I'm in my apartment. It's like 9 a.m. and I wake up and she's like, "You don't want to be with me, mother." And she's like screaming at me and she kicks me in the face. I'm in bed and my door was locked. And I'm like, what the? So this chick breaks into my apartment, wakes me up by kicking me in the face. I had to call 911. Cops came and arrested her. And I'm freaking out. And the cops are like, "What happened?" And I'm telling them. And so anyway, that's the only time I've ever had a chick arrested that broke in and tried to hurt me because I broke up with her. So I'm telling my buddy, because him and his wife kind of going through the same thing. He found out that she wasn't completely honest when they were dating about her past, and he brought it up and he couldn't get past it.
What was her past?
Wait, how did it get brought up too?
Well, how did her past get brought up?
Yeah.
So did you guys hear about the cop in, I think, Texas? I can't remember her real name, but her porn name is Lady Lorraine. Have you heard about this?
No.
So this law enforcement officer in Texas, I believe.
Is it the one where he locked himself in the back of the car?
No. This is just a cop. She's a female cop. She's a mother. She's in her 40s.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. Yes. Go ahead.
And she started doing porn. She did like 6 porn videos. She made like $20,000 or $25,000, and it got back to the leadership at the organization or the law enforcement agency, and they fired her. And they said, "Look, you can't do outside employment, and nor would we have allowed you to do pornography." So when that came up, him and his wife were talking, and somehow it came up that she had filmed one, I don't know if it was porn, but she had done a sex tape with somebody and it was out there and he couldn't let it go.
Did she do it for money, or did she just do it because she was in a relationship?
I mean, she told him it was just because she was in a relationship, but he said that's not true. Like this was
on Pornhub or something.
It was published. Yeah. And so he saw it and a friend saw it. And then the friend started sharing it. And so when he told me about it, I told him about Marcy. And I said, look, man, like this chick slept with freaking everybody on the basketball court. And I broke up with her because I knew she was a hoe. Right. But that could have been me. And he's like, well, what would you have done if you would have like married her? And then that basketball situation would have happened. And I said, I would have divorced her.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
Dude, it was bad.
Okay.
But,
so hold on. I got questions here. Okay.
Yeah.
How long have they been married?
6 years.
Okay. And she did not tell him that she had a public
nothing
porn out
nothing
there.
When did she do the public porn?
Before they were together.
Well, obviously that, but like, was it, was she a teenager or like,
well, she's
not
40,
teenager, my bad.
she's 40 now.
18,
It'd probably be late 20s.
Okay, so she was in her 20s. So, and how long from the time she did it till they got married?
3 or 4 years.
Oh, damn, that's kind of close.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. God, I really, here's what I would say. I'd say, get rid of that bitch. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Hands down. That's how my first reaction would be. But if I'm going to play Mr. Fair, this day and age, and moving on to the future, I would say 9.5 out of 10 women have filmed themselves having sex. And
they don't have to post it.
Well, I understand that, but I would say maybe 4 out of 10 will post it.
It was posted on like YouTube, not YouTube.
Yeah, send me the video. Let me do some more research.
What's it called? Not YouTube, but it's the other one. It's a sexy one.
YouPorn.
YouPorn. That's where it was at.
Did she knowingly post it or did her boyfriend post it?
Her ex posted it, but
with or without her permission?
Well, at the time with her permission, and then she just forgot about it and said she didn't care.
Okay.
But you can still find it. Like even now it says like when you Google it.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what's
you gotta tell us.
No, because he's really upset about it.
Anyway.
Yeah,
he's really upset. They're trying to come on, they're trying to say they might save their marriage.
They have kids.
No.
Okay.
Divorce the bitch.
Well, time out.
Watch it together.
She has a kid, but not with him.
Oh, well, yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Tell us who she is. We're just putting money in her pocket, man.
No, she's not gonna. When you Google it, it just comes up with this video has been identified or something that needs to be taken down, and then you got to like really go deep.
Reddit.
So here's the thing: is that like that's always been my biggest fear, right? Dating a girl and just I'm not a big porn guy as is. Yeah, I saw it. Just but running across like, and I've known people that like back in the day, like pre-internet, they were watching a porn and they would see porn, like the girl that they knew or something like that. My problem isn't so much if I were in his shoes that she did it. My problem is that she didn't say anything.
Yeah, so there's like two different. The problem is she didn't tell him. I don't know if it was necessarily a lie because I don't know if
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, he's gone.
There's no way that he's staying still like that.
No, that's why I threw my hands up. So that's why I took over talking too.
Oh, okay.
He just texted me too. I think he's gonna try to come back in one last time. Hit the power flicker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that would be. You want to knock him out? You want to get him out?
Yeah.
So, there is he back?
No.
You got to kick him out.
No, he's gone. He's gone off the screen.
Okay.
He just didn't. I think he might. Okay, there we go.
So my, and that's like I still have that issue with Rach. Like I still, after 13 years, we never had a sit down, go through, talk.
That's why you got to do it early because now at this point you don't want to know.
Exactly. But also, if you do it early, it's kind of none of your business. Both sides. It's like, well, but I think that if you've got posted porn, that is somebody's business. I have 2 examples. I have a friend of mine who was a Playboy Playmate of the Year. Kind of hard to hide that, right? So she's got a lot of tastefully, professionally done nude photos of her. And she's a sweet girl, an absolute sweet girl. She's married now. I don't know her husband, but I see him on social media. Looks like a great guy. They have a beautiful child. He obviously knows what she did. and he's accepted that. And he's obviously going to know that his friends are going to Google his wife and see her naked. You know what I mean? She occasionally like makes a joke on social media and she's like, my husband likes my thirsty Thursdays or whatever. And she puts it out, but she doesn't live in that world anymore. There's another girl I know that I wasn't really friends with. I knew her for a minute. She was more friends with a friend of mine. She got into porn, like straight up porn, got roped into that life hardcore. And like to the point where her family and friends took her on Dr. Phil to get her out of that world. And she's now out of that world. And she's, I think, a mother and all that stuff. But dude, her husband, I'm assuming knows. I would think he would know. Maybe he doesn't. I have no idea. But I mean, like everybody, when you get into a relationship, you're Googling the person you're going out on a date with. This day and age, absolutely, you're doing that. You're Googling the person that you're going out on a date with. So the fact that she did it, I wouldn't be upset about that, because I think a lot of people do that. The fact that she posted it, that was her life. That was years ago. And hold on. And a lot of people don't realize the digital footprint, especially, 12, 13 years ago, people were like, oh, it's on the internet. Nobody will find it. So maybe she was kind of naive to that. I think the fact that she didn't tell him about it. Do I think that they can get through it? If she's sincere and she says something like, I was embarrassed, which I'm sure she probably has already said. I think that's a forgivable one. I do.
I don't know, man. It's just a betrayal of trust at that point. I feel like 6 years goes by and you ain't telling me about that. I mean, I just couldn't do it though.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me tell you something, Brandon, you don't have anybody in your life. Chuck, you do.
Thank you for reminding me.
Look, I guarantee Chuck's wife has got skeletons in her closet that she has never told Chuck. And nobody, anytime I say that to somebody, nobody wants to believe it. It's true. And it might not be malicious. It might be from embarrassment. It might be because they forgot. It might be there's no need to bring it up. I guarantee there are things about Rachel that she has not told me about that if she would tell me, I'd be disgusted. And
you just don't want to know at this point.
And vice versa.
Tell me.
Rachel doesn't know everything about me because there's no point. I mean, like, what am I? Oh, dude, there's this one girl I remember. It was awesome. This one night we did this and she was doing that. Like, it's just, it's pointless. There's no need to do it, So
yeah,
I'm glad we got the what's up Chuck in,
we barely skirted that by our teeth, man. But, so you said you've known people that done porn before? Like you saw them do it?
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know someone too.
Yeah. I mean, I dated a couple girls that did those things.
I think I know someone too, besides Brandy.
Yeah. Well, there was a girl that I dated. I don't know. It wasn't dated. It was, I'm actually mentioned in a book, about this girl.
Oh, that was like the Playboy Bunny one.
Penthouse. Yeah.
Penthouse. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so, and then there was like some local, I mean, yeah, it's those, but I was in my 20s, you know what I mean? that's the stuff that you do. You experiment and you get crazy and you get all that out of your system. Now, if you're in your 40s and you're still doing the same stuff that you were doing in your 20s and you're in a relationship and you've got a family and you're not telling, your significant other, I mean, that's a problem. I mean, that's a problem. But like, as much as I want to say, screw that, divorce that bitch, there's no forgiving that and stuff like that. And I'm sure that if I were in that situation, I'd probably not be saying this, but from a reasonable outside neutral standpoint, depending on how she's handling it, I think it's a forgivable thing.
I don't know. You just know that dude's laying in bed next to her and he's all night. He's just thinking about that video. Like, I don't know if he's seen the video because Chuck's internet is in third world country. I don't know if he's seen the video. I would think he has. I would be like, I just got to see it to know what happened. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But then like I said, then he just lies there thinking about what could have happened,
That's the tough part. I mean, I don't know how women would handle that if, their guy did it. Something tells me that they would be more forgiving. But guys, an ego, I mean, like we know that. What are you listening for?
If dogs are outside, sound like they're in a fight.
Oh, guys, we know that our women have had other sexual experiences, right? We know that. It's just human nature, just like they know we've had. But to know that the world can see it from another dude and you possibly have not done that with them, right? And that is a tough pill for a guy to swallow.
Well, yeah, it's already tough enough because like two things, you're with a woman. Two things you think about is like they don't poop and they've never had sex with anybody else.
Right.
Those things you think about. Yeah. And then, but then you're like, once you start thinking about it, sometimes it gets to your head and then, an ex comes around or something like that, or you're like, oh my God, my ex texted me. Or then your whole world, your mind just starts flooding with that. Like, oh my God, what happened? Maybe she does poop. I don't know. Maybe she does have an ex. I don't know what's happening. My whole world's falling apart. It's falling. I don't know what's happening.
I have to deal with this still, even after 13 years. Like all of Rachel's exes are friends with her mother on Facebook and they communicate openly. And it just drives me insane. I just don't get it. I mean, it doesn't drive me insane. I just don't understand it.
Will she be like sitting in the living room, like, like old lady style with the phone, like the one finger up, like, oh, Rach, so-and-so said, hey, wanted to know how you were doing.
No, it's nothing like that. I have to take Rachel's word for it that there's one guy that still, I think, tries to reach out or does reach out. And I don't know what his deal is or what his angle is. And I mean, I can assume what it is. The exes are exes for a reason. You just don't pop back into an ex's life for no reason.
Yeah.
Unless you want something from it. So I'm not stupid. But the mom thing is weird. It's just, it's very odd. Unless it's like the father of the children or something like that, that's not the case. It's just, I'll see like posts and likes and shares and it's just weird. I just don't understand it. Just don't understand it. Never will understand.
Yeah. It's kind of odd. Now, last question I got. Have you ever filmed a porno?
Not really.
No,
I don't see myself. I don't. I mean,
see, it's always a POV that I ever did. I only recorded like 2 videos. It was like POV,
Yeah. See, you have to understand, I'm not from the cell phone video generation. You are. So it's very, like my generation, Gen Xers, you'd have to set up a camcorder. I mean, the closest, like towards the end of our time, and I'm not saying like I'm still 49, you're still young and you can still do it now. It's whatever. But, those days, those party days where you did everything and like, oh, I'm so out of my brain. Let's just film porn. Let's just do it. And so, one, I'm not good at sex. So I don't want to be able to watch it over and over again. I sure the hell don't want to share it with anybody. That's the last thing in the world I need. But we were, before the cell phone video, we were the generation of, what were those handheld video cameras, those flip, I think they're called flip, and like you push a button on the side and a USB would pop out and you could plug it into your tower and transfer the stuff over. It was very high-tech stuff.
Sounds like it.
Came in black and white, and they were like these flip, it looked like a cell phone, but it was a camera, no zoom or nothing. It was just a camera that you would record on.
I don't know.
I think they're called flips. Somebody will correct me on the social media, but that was before cell phone video. But your generation, it's like, dude, let's have sex, and everybody's in, because your generation is learning about sex from the internet.
Yeah, a lot of porn was involved.
We still had health classes. It was a lot of trial and error. It was stories, it was advice, and it was Playboys under the mattresses.
Yeah.
So
we had we all grew up thinking we were going to be porn stars when we grew up from what we were watching.
Right.
We're like, oh, this is not what I saw in the video.
Again, your generation was doing different sexual positions like doggy and all kinds of crazy stuff, and it was normal. My generation, if you didn't do those things with girls that you liked. There was the idea of, if you were going to do something like doggy style, it was with a stray. You're grabbing a tomato and that's where you would not do that with your girlfriend because that's dirty. But your generation, like, oh, dude, this is fun, which is cool. Like, I buy into your generation more than my generation when it comes to that kind of stuff. I was
y'all just the go missionary and finish and go to bed.
right. Well, we were the tail end of the boomers, right? Who were all about doing it to conceive. And so ours was about relationships and love. Yours is about, dude,
how dirty can it get?
Yeah, like let's what can we do in 60-second reel, kind of thing. I mean, that's good stuff right there. So I don't know. We're never going to get the end of the story if there's more to the story from Chuck. Anyway,
told me it's Transformer Blue. I guess the China's raiding them. They're bringing the fine China and they're raiding them over there.
I don't think he's in Pennsylvania. I think he's in the Ukraine.
He's in Baghdad or something. He got deployed again. He's not telling us.
Right. Yeah. He's telling stories. Absolutely. Remember, podcasts and poker. This is our new promotion with the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. This is awesome. This is huge for the show. And this is going to be a lot of fun, especially if you're a poker player. I'm looking for 8 players to round out the 9-table sit and go that we will be doing Monday, January 27th at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa. No buy-in. If you're picked, you get a free room night of. You get an entry into the sit and go where first place is $1,000, second place is $750, and third place is $500. And then there is a bounty of $150 on me. You knock me out, you get $150. We're going to be there. We're going to do a live show out there. We're going to do a live stream as well. Brandon's coming down. Paramore Brown's going to join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're interested, wherever you're at, just go to thebaileyshow.com. There's a tab on the homepage that says podcasts and poker. You click that, your name and number and email, and just tell me why. And these seats are going to fill up quick. So no dilly-dally. If you want in, you're in. Just be a poker player. If you want to join us, if you're in and around the area, you just want to come and hang out, we're going to party all night. It's going to be a blast. I would love to see you. And if you ever are looking to make a weekend or a night or whatever, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino is phenomenal. Whether you're a gambler or not, they've got shows, they've got events, they've got the pool, they've got food, amazing food, plenty of stuff to do in and around Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa. It's right off I-4. It's fantastic. So thank you. But this is going to be Monday, January 27th. Deadline to enter is Sunday, January 19th. Sunday, January 19th, thebaileyshow.com. Like I said before, like, share, follow on all social media. Tell the world that you listen to the BS podcast. If you are not a subscriber, please become a subscriber in 2025. Unlock thousands of hours of content on the Spotify app, and then get all of the shows throughout the week, not just the Wednesday Freebase show. And you do that by becoming a subscriber on thebaileyshow.com. You want to be a sponsor, reach out to me via the website. And then don't forget Saturday mornings on WJRR in Orlando and Jacksonville, Planet Radio. We do a condensed version, a radio style version of this podcast from 6 to 9 a.m. And please, post on their social media. If you listen or you like it, you might stream that on the iHeartRadio app. Tell them you like it. It's all that stuff is helpful to us. I'm going to be more vocal about that stuff going into 2025. Need your help. Like the Taras and the Megs and the Chris's, all the Chris's and the Michael Davises and the Jose's, you guys in the Shermans, you're great. So I need more of you guys out there doing the Lord's work. The Garretts on Twitter. Awesome. All right, Brandon, you got anything before we get out?
Yeah. Chuck's final words. He wanted me to let y'all know that Pennsylvania Wi-Fi sucks. Apparently the whole state does, more than likely. And I just want you to know, love seeing you on the stream, baby, on Twitch. We'll see you. We'll see a lot more of you on there, hopefully.
Tuesdays at the Bailey Show Pod on the Twitch. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free subscription, which means what? No ads, right?
Free Twitch Prime sub, which helps us. We get a little few dollars from it, and you get no ads. So good to go, man. It's good. It's good. It's a win-win situation if you already got Prime, and it's already sitting there. It's nothing you got to change. If you have it, you already got it.
There you go. Boom. All right. Look, appreciate the listen. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the shares, appreciate everything you guys do. 2025 is going to be big, but we need your help. Again, also, if you want to be a sponsor, reach out as well. Looking for sponsors, more sponsors for 2025. Let us help your brand. Join our cult. We are the new cults, the cult of personality, so to speak. All right. Have yourself a great day for the rest of your day. Appreciate it. Let's talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you like, share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com.
Yeah, baby.